Hello, everybody. I guess I'm recording. Um, I haven't talked to anybody for a while. I've been a little kind of off the grid, I guess, mentally, and uh, kind of shut myself down for a little while. Worked on some projects, and kept myself busy, especially with her, who is a handful. And sitting there one night, and on my bedroom wall, I decided to paint. Of course, it says hope, love, respect. And in here it says faith and healing. That's my school colors. Long ago when I was in school. Well, I'm almost 50. I'll be 50 in about 6 days, next Monday. Already getting stuff from AARP. Like, I'm not my 50s club yet. But I've been epoxying things, or painting, or, doing whatever I can. Here's some things I thought about making. Make some little kids happy. They are epoxy Easter eggs. I had these molds that I made chocolate Easter eggs in a couple of years ago for my grandson class. So this is food grade epoxy for countertops and stuff. So I think you can fill it with jelly beans. I made a little extra edge around here so I can figure out some way to safely close them shut and make it into a little Easter egg for the kiddos. And then they can pop it open, get their jelly beans or whatever, and then the parents can take and sand the edges down so it's nice and soft, or not soft, but not sharp. And along with that, I decided to make some little rocking chairs to put in there for the boys and their eggs. And then the girls, I'm still working on this. It's a 3-part project, but in the end it will look like that. Like the girl off of Frozen or something. I had to do her hair yellow and then her skin, and then I got to put eyes and stuff on it. What I'll probably do is fill it with clear, and then when I take it out of the mold, I'll paint the eyes on in like a blue dress or something. Then of course I made my sister's birthday too, so I got this mold and put some coloring in it. It had some glass rocks. Put those in it. I still got to do one more. It's got to go all the way to the top, but you can't do it all at once. It gets too hot. The epoxy gets too hot. So it's like one of those rocks or special things you put in someone's garden or something, but it's real hard. So once it's covered, she'll be able to put this in her garden or at the farm. And I made this for my daughter, and it is my dad and her when she was a baby. She's now 30. And that's like a coaster or something. I made this for my bestie. That is when I got married, and she was my maid of honor. Back when I was 25. That was a few years ago too. This was my first one. It was kind of a work in progress. I still got to sand the edges. And then I'm an epoxy nut now, so I seen a piece of plastic. Wasn't very thick. Now this light. Wasn't very thick. So I thought, I wonder if I can pour some epoxy in that. So I did. And then I put some glitter through it. And then when it was almost dry, I put little dots of paint. And then I took like a toothpick and put it through each one. And that's how it came out, like that. And I'm still trying to find something to finish it in because it needs one more clear coat to seal everything up. I put this tape on the back. It's got a special name to it, but I can't remember what it's called. I'm going to have my granddaughter color it. She's a little artist, even though she's my little 10-year-old artiste. So I'm going to have her. Come on. I think dog's got to go out. Come on. Get out there. Anyway, I'm going to have her color it. Then I'll seal it. But I need to find something to put it in, because that's all the thicker it was, and I don't want it to lose its shape. So I don't know what I'm going to do with this yet. Still kind of, as usual, work in progress there too. Then I still have my coin hobby, but I can't really see, so everything looks like a error coin to me. Come on. And then I have a live table to make. Since how it's my birthday, I have someone that is buying me some epoxy to make my live table, which I will definitely show you pictures because it's going to be so cool. Let me say hi. She's always hugging me. So it will definitely be cool because they're so pretty. And then I will sell it because I really need the money. Anyway, had a little scare, had some temperatures, but I've been quarantining myself about a month before anybody else. I knew it wasn't going to be good, and when those people from that cruise that got stuck in Japan for a while got brought over here on a plane and all stuck together, I knew we were in trouble. So I got my food and quarantined myself long before we were told to. Everybody would get mad at me, usually just not come around, because when they did, I was like, you need to put a mask on, you need to take your shoes off at the door, you need to go wash your hands, you need to, And so, like, my daughter, she talked to me outside the door, and then she'd just go, because she's a nurse, and she's around sick people and wearing masks and stuff all the time, and she just didn't feel like putting one on over here. She was usually tired and worked hard anyway, so not like I took offense to it. Anyway, my grandson told me last week that he would take care of me if I got sick, because he didn't care if he got sick, because then we would go together and neither one of us would be sad for losing the other one. And if I was going, he'd rather go with me anyway. He's 12. Ugh, I almost cried. I'm like, 12 years old, who thinks of that? But my grandson, who I pretty much raised, did. And breaks my heart. I mean, breaks my heart. He loves his mom and everybody very, very much. But he knows that she's got her hands full with the other two kids. And he says he understands that she just doesn't have the strength or patience to deal with him too. So I feel bad for him. Anyway, I'm still messed up. I mean, I guess no major changes. I've been in a lot more pain lately. Quit your whining. My hip's been going out a lot lately. In fact, this afternoon, I had to wait for the old man to get home from work and called him in here, and I was like, you need to rub. So he starts rubbing it like you would rub your back, and I'm like, no, don't put pressure on it. Just open hand and just rub so I can get out of bed. So, yeah, let's see what else. Oh, I stepped on a nail the other day. Got tired of picking on my hands, I guess, so now I'm going lower. Now I start stepping on nails. I mean, We had so much wind, and I guess the people that had replaced our roof a few years ago must not have gotten all the nails or something, because every time the wind blows really, really bad, we end up with nails everywhere. Usually it's a flat tire. I guess they wanted to flatten my foot this year. But we got those caterpillars coming around in the wind. Neighbor's got a huge tree. I'm sure they love having a tree back there because the trunks in their yard, the trees in our yard, but it's airspace, so there ain't nothing I can do about it. See, Sacroni Bank is still screwing me. I mean, when I got sick, the old man took over my bills, and somehow in December, he got it. In December, he got a JCPenney card so he could get me a Christmas present. And so when he put the bills to be automatically paid out of his account, like he's got mine set up to do, only he takes my money out of my account, transfers it over to his account to pay the bills. Somehow he sent it to his JCPenney account, and we didn't catch it for 2 months because that's when Experian finally told me that I have a late payment. And I'm like, I can't have a late payment. I've had like over 2 years of exceptionally perfect payments for everything. So I went and checked it out, and he says, yes, I paid it, and here's the canceled checks, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay. So I called them, threw a fit. They put in for a lost payment, and told me I needed to calm down because I was too sick to be that upset. And, I mean, my credit score, I worked so hard to get my credit score up so I could get my car out of his name and into my name in case something happened. He wasn't stuck with a car payment that he couldn't afford because obviously I'd be dead and there wouldn't be no income at all coming in. And I figured I'd be in limbo because I would die feeling bad, feeling guilty. That'd be my luck. I'd die, I wouldn't go to heaven or hell. I'd just be hanging around somewhere, rattling chains. So I was really proud when I got my credit score up to 716. And then when the JCPenney payment went to his card instead of my card, and he didn't realize it, Sacroni Bank just attacked me. I mean, no warning. They took my old Navy card, and it only had $200 credit and was completely paid. I guess because I wasn't using it, they said, let's take it. She's not, we're not getting no money off of her, no interest, whatever. So they took that. My Big Sandy's card, they took $500 off of my credit limit. And then when I realized what was going on with their card, I literally, within a couple of days, put $800 on my card. $800. They turned around and they dropped my credit limit, $800, up to right where it was paid. I'm thinking, and then sent me an email stating, oh, we understand during this time that, things are hard and we'll work with you and blah, 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 blah. Our customers, we feel, throw up, whatever. Such lies, because everything I pay off, they keep taking from me. So when I think I'm getting my credit back up, they go and snatch all that and they ruin my debt to credit ratio again. I'm making the payments, explained to them what happened. He even went to his bank and showed them, had them print out and fax over to JCPenney's people where we screwed up, how it happened, and that we're very sorry. And the bank went ahead and threw it on their paperwork and everything. Did not care. Did not care. Still took my freaking credit from me. Perfect credit history. I mean, oh, and One Main Financial, watch what you do online. Because if you fill out one of those see who would give you offers things, One Main Financial gave me an offer, but I didn't go over and check it out. I didn't send nothing through. I got a hard inquiry from One Main Financial in Indiana. Really? Oh, and I've got one from here where I live, which I did call. So I got one from them, and 2 days later, I got one from the Indiana, and I called them. And I'm like, "Hey, what's this deal? You put in two hard inquiries. You're messing up my credit." And she's like, "Oh, we didn't do that. We didn't have nothing to do with it." But I can't get this other one from Indiana off of my credit, and it's showing a hard inquiry, which, as you guys know, that screws up your credit too. I didn't hard inquire nothing. I didn't give nobody permission. I didn't send nothing through. I didn't ask for nothing. So every time I turn around, it's like I just can't win. It's like last year was for nothing. Now this year I thought, by this summer I would have my credit where it needed to be. I could go do some camping. I could enjoy myself just a little bit because I ain't got no money. So camping's pretty much free. I can work with it. And I can enjoy myself a little bit before I up and croak. Seeing how, I am terminal with my cancer. But now I find out I'm expendable with the coronavirus. So I guess they can't get you one way, they're going to get you another. But now we have that. Now my credit's crappy. I can't really make things to sell because nobody wants to see anybody, and they dang sure don't want to buy anything off of anybody because that person may have the coronavirus and then they give it to them or something. It's just, you can't win. So I made it to 50. 6 years of fighting cancer. I almost made it to 50, 6 days. And this is what I get to deal with. Yay, me. This is why I made it to 50. I think the reason I've went through what I've went through in my life is to be strong enough to help raise my grandson, to be a good man, a good, well-rounded soul with a heart and emotions and empathy, but still strong and secure in his decisions and beliefs. I tell him, I say, before you do something, ask yourself 2 questions. First of all, if our Lord Savior was right beside you, would he go with you or stand behind you? Because he always is. And number 2, what would Nana say? And number 3, do you feel good about it? Can you sleep at night? Can you take a deep breath and go, I don't care if anybody knows because I did right. And if you can say yes to all those, go do it. You're good. If you can't, double check your facts, tweak something, or don't do it at all. And he knows that. He was 2, 3 years old. He was in Head Start. He was always helping people. He was always holding the door open for the teachers, helping them clean up after lunch. That little guy. I found some of his old paperwork where we'd have interviews and they'd write down what he did and how he could do things and blah, blah, blah. And they always wrote down that, he was a real gentleman and was just good to people, period. Anyway, so there's my update. I put it on YouTube so I can download it to my GoFundMe page. And I want y'all to stay safe. Practice social distancing. Even if you're in denial, isn't it better to be prepared just in case? Doesn't hurt nothing to be prepared. If you're going to live in denial and say it's just a hoax or it's a game or you're too healthy for it to ever happen to you, okay, but your neighbor may not be too healthy for it to happen to them. And you carry, never know you have, and they get it. It's usually the way it goes. It's not you that suffers. It's somebody you love or don't know or somebody else loves ends up doing the suffering. And my kids lived with one major rule growing up. You wanted to get out of school for whatever reason, don't ever use a family member being sick as an excuse. because it will backfire and the worst possible case scenario could happen because you wanted to tempt fate. So, what the hell? A month before they told us to do the social distancing and all that, I went to Sam's, bought $350 worth of shelf life food. Stuff that you can make multiple things from, like pasta and sauces and different kinds of cereals that, you can use for breading and everything else on top of being used for cereal. Powdered chocolate. You can make hot chocolate. You can make cold chocolate. You can make mousses. You can make, cookies. You can do so much with it. Flour to make bread. Dry milk. You still use it in ingredients and stuff like that. You may not like it enough to drink a glass of it, but you can use it when it's called for it in a recipe. Anyway, everybody looked at me, everybody laughed at me. They thought I was, crazy about cleaning supplies, toilet paper. When you all were running around looking crazy for toilet paper, I had some. But, it doesn't spoil. We can still use everything sooner or later. It's shelf life food. It's not refrigerator food. It's shelf life food. So many people went and bought all this stuff that you had to put in your fridge and you had to eat right away and blah, 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 blah. And now they're throwing it away. They're wasting so much. Oh my gosh, my heart just bleeds. I'm like, why? Why do you really have that much money that you can just throw it away like that? Go buy shelf life foods. Go buy some cookbooks. Get online and download some recipes. Back in the day, God knows it was way, way, but back in the day, people didn't have all this food at their disposal. Shove in a microwave and boom, you've got. What, in 20 years, we're going to be able to put a little pill in the microwave like the Jetsons and hit go, and 5 minutes later, we've got a 3-course meal coming out of it? Maybe a robot for a housekeeper? Step back in time when things were more simple. We're all quarantined right now. Invite 9 of your friends over that are pretty much well. Give out coronavirus safety bags. Stay outside. Stay apart from each other. No hugging, no handshaking. Make sure everybody sprays Lysol after they use the bathroom and washes their hands and goes straight back outside. Put plastic down or something, make a reason. And do it on a nice day. You've got the sun, you've got some social gathering that you need to have, but you're having it in a manner that is responsible. Don't have people traipsing through the house. If you can, have a porta potty, but still practice cleanliness. Make sure everything's antibacterial. Make sure you got plenty of Lysol and hand sanitizer and whatever. And don't get drunk, because when you're drunk, you forget to do things and you end up doing things you may not remember and you end up making bad decisions. And right now it's just not the time to be doing that. Like I said, make goodie bags and hand them out as the people show up. President's still holding press conferences. Did you guys ever look out there at the press? They literally have them in chairs 6 feet apart. It looks like nobody showed up for the press conference. They have everybody so far apart. Just, be respectful. If China and over there in Europe and, things in Italy and that hasn't taught you anything, we're not immune. It's not a hoax. It's not a joke. I don't care if somebody put it out there, if they got it from an animal, if they got wherever this came from, it's here. There's no getting around it. Pointing fingers and trying to figure out where it came from is not going to help so much as try not to keep passing it around. West Virginia was the very last state to get it, and we're poor, and people don't go very far ever and not many people come to visit. So the fact that we ended up getting it just proves the point. You can't hide from this. It's a ghost. You don't see it. You don't know you have it. You don't know you're giving it away. You don't know if you're going to be sick. You don't know. So why mess with something? If they called it the Black Plague, would everybody still be so lackadaisical about it? This is very possibly his way of going, I said, please stop, please love, please this, please. No one's listening. Let me make this harder. So now he would take lives, give you that virus, like, when the locusts and the bad stuff in Egypt. Yeah, I'm not too good on it, but I know it. I just don't know how to repeat it. To teach him. Nothing would get him to listen. He kept throwing things and throwing until finally he's like, please go, take your people and go, But by then it was too late. Lost his son, lost half his, people in the royalty, whatever. But that's the problem. Until it hits home, no one wants to believe it. No one wants to take heed. Well, practice precaution. It never hurts. It does not hurt to be cautious. It does hurt to sit around and act like you don't care. These parties they're having, they're getting together, throwing up that middle finger at the disease, and then everybody ends up with the disease because they're a bunch of idiots. Please be careful. I am not expendable, but I am one of the first ones that they're going to say, sorry, we're going to go deal with these people first. I'm not expendable, but yet I kind of am. And now I don't have any of my bills caught up. What little bit of income tax that I got, I had to pay to JCPenney just to show my goodwill, and then they go and snatch away the credit, so my credit still doesn't go up. And so it's like I'm taking 2 steps forward and 5 steps back. Now I'm broke again. Now we're not allowed around anybody. Then no stores are open. You can't go sell anything. I can't go to Lowe's and get anything for that to help generate some money to pay these bills. Now my bills are piling up. I'm paying the bare minimum on everything, so you got plenty of interest. Summer's almost here. My 50th birthday is 6 days away, and I still have not done one thing on my bucket list, and I've been on hospice for over a year now. I got off chemo so I could live because I spent the last 6 years in bed in a hospital or at home, completely delirious and in pain and sick. And I got off onto, I forget, they have another name for it that's not quite hospice, but it's the same thing, like it's the same group. So I could live. I've not lived. Now I'm just in my home 24 hours a day. I've got neuropathy, so I can having trouble use my hands some days are really bad. My panic attacks and my OCD and my ADHD, none of that goes good together, especially when you're literally holed up in this room. This is my space. That's it. There's my kitchen. There's my dog. This is my bathroom. Please, always hugging me. Always. What? I'm trying to talk to people. Tell everybody it's your birthday. It's my birthday. I'm a year old today. It's my birthday. Say hi. She's shy. And then, will you mind? I'm trying to go here. And then we have my closet. Hey, pushy. Oh, hey. Hey. Very pushy. What? Okay, well, let's sit and talk. Okay. So, this is kind of a long one. I'm going to use as an update on my GoFundMe page. Stop. I don't know where that mouth's been. Stop. And we'll see everybody. I hope everybody stays safe, please. And seriously? She thinks she's human. I swear she does. Watch. I'm completely moving. See me moving? Look at her moving with me. What? What? You think you're a show animal? What? Yes, I know. Yes. You keep playing with that. Yes, I'm a Steelers fan, people. Anyway, alright, well, like I said, everybody stay safe. Dude, bear, you're killing me. She keeps jumping up on my gut. I'm going to get off of here and remember. Girl? Yeah. Let me have it. Oh my gosh. Anyway, y'all stay safe and be loved. Oh my gosh. Alright. Let's go. Bye-bye. God bless. Help out your neighbor. Love thy neighbor. Don't slam your door on thy neighbor. Don't hold no riots. And calmly get people to realize what's happening. It's a fight or flight. The people that are fighting this, more power to them. The ones that are in denial probably aren't really in denial. It's just more than their brains can handle, realizing such a horrific thing is happening to us right now. So be patient. Help everybody realize. Help one another out. And just peace and love. Bye. Oh my gosh.